1160 and WCCSradio.com on your Friday morning. This is an auspicious day. This is a day where we actually get to celebrate with a birthday boy. And that birthday boy happens to be in the studio with us now. If you're watching on Facebook, he is here waving to the camera. Smokey Bear's birthday is today, and Smokey has chosen to spend his birthday right here in the WCCS studio. That's amazing. Hi, Smokey. There you go. There's Smokey. And with him today, he was kind enough to bring along our fire warden for basically the western half of the county. He's Bryan Palmer, also with the Iselin-West Lebanon Fire Department, and he joins us this morning to talk about an event for Smokey and, well, really for the health of us all and for our woodlands. Bryan, come on a little closer to the microphone. And our conversation this morning is brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. And we have some sausage sandwiches here. Bryan, you have to guarantee to me Smokey won't get after those.
There's no guarantees on that. He looks a little hungry this morning. He had a donut before he came. But
oh, yeah. Honey-based, I'm sure.
Yeah, honey, yep.
Yeah, terrific. All right, so you've got this event coming up, but we want to get that out there first. So let's talk about that. So
on August 23rd, 24th, and 25th, we're hosting an event at the Young Township Park facilities off of Park Drive in Clarksburg. And what that is it's a large training event, but we're also incorporating Smokey's birthday into it. So on Friday night, we have a large banquet, and we have a lot of sponsors that have sponsored us from Indiana County and beyond for this event. And a shout out to them real fast. We couldn't do it without you. But what goes on Friday night is we invite all the commissioners, the senators, Representative Struzzi, all of them people. They come down and join us for a really nice banquet to honor Smokey. Smokey has his birthday cake there. We sing happy birthday. And then we have some training that goes on that's incorporated with that. And it touches on various search and rescue, wildfire, and stuff like that. So this program is based on wildland fire and rescue. Mm-hmm. So then on Saturday, everybody camps out over the weekend.
Oh, okay.
The event's totally free. The event goes into Saturday. Saturday starts out with a bunch of training in the morning, and then more practical evolutions during the day. And then Saturday evening is the search and rescue portion. And then Sunday, we end it with a water ball tournament. And we actually use forestry hoses, which is a little smaller than the stuff we use for structural firefighting. Uh-huh. And we use a 12-foot tall beach ball.
Oh, okay.
And we kind of do like a soccer game with hoses and the beach ball, and it kind of, ends the weekend,
Yeah.
We give trophies, just kind of like the fire convention that they do for the regular Indiana County Fire Chiefs Convention, but it's based towards the wildland side of things.
Yeah. So the participants will be fire companies, other emergency organizations?
Yes. So last year we just did fire companies and emergency service organizations, and it was a phenomenal response, that we received, and participation that we received. This year, in talks with the state fire commissioner and some others, we decided to open it up to people that have no background in emergency response, to maybe try to engage them and entice them to become part of the emergency service, community. So we're hoping we get some younger people to get involved, and we're encouraging that. So even if you don't belong to a fire company, and we're doing ages 14 and up, so 14 to however old you want to be, you can register with us. And as long as, if 14 to 18 have, parental permission and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we're hoping to get a bigger crowd this year with the non-emergency service workers, to kind of get them in the door. And wherever they're from. It's not just going to benefit our fire company or whatever. It might benefit Indiana or the northern half or another county.
So it's the weekend of August 23rd.
Yes.
Which is going to be a busy weekend anyway. But it's great that this event is coming. Do people need to call ahead? Do they need to register ahead of time?
So we would encourage you to get on our Facebook page, the Iselin-West Lebanon Fire Company Facebook page, and there's links on there to register. Mm-hmm. If not, you can show up and register at the door.
Okay.
But if you're under 18, you'll need to bring a parent with you to at least get you registered and sign the permissions.
Okay. All right. So it sounds like a great event. Smokey is with us. It's his birthday today. Smokey was actually a rescue animal.
Correct.
During a wildfire. And so we don't have Smokey if folks aren't paying attention and doing their best to alleviate the problem or eliminate the problem of wildfires. You as a fire warden, and certainly we've seen it in the last year or so with the Canadian wildfires. What's going on out in California right now is still crazy. It's a really dangerous thing, and a fire in the woods can get out of control really, really fast.
Correct. So whenever we talk about wildfire, we kind of use the comparison to a structure fire because most of us are all firefighters, in our communities as well. So with a structure fire, you have to worry about the house and maybe some surroundings around it to protect them. In the woods, it's an open space. There's nothing stopping it. So, once the house burns to the ground, it burns to the ground, basically. In a wildfire, that's not the case. It just keeps going.
It's looking for more food.
It's looking for more food, and fuel. So, our job is to talk to people about prevention. That's our number one goal because with prevention, we could prevent a lot of this stuff from happening. But we go out and talk to homeowners about, clearing brush away from their house and their property, being careful with campfires, debris burning, and stuff like that. Debris burning is a big problem.
Yeah.
People go out and burn in their backyard and walk away from it, and they look out their kitchen window, and the next thing you know, their hillside's on fire.
Sure.
So we get to go pay them a visit.
Yeah. In the springtime, of course, you've got all that dried up, those dried up leaves and the vegetation from last year that's dry, and it makes great kindling. You get to the month of August here, and yes, it's raining today, but we just went through a really, really dry period, and there were all the concerns. We keep a running tally of the number of brush fire and wildfires each year that Indiana County has been called to. I think the number's up in the 60s
It's getting up there.
already for this year. So it's very, very dangerous, and it can cost homes, and we see the major wildfires, and we thankfully haven't had anything like that here. But people lose homes and lives, and it's just an awful thing. And we certainly don't want to endanger Smokey and all his friends out there in the woods. So education, you're right, is the big thing, and we need to get it out there to folks. And this weekend coming up on August 23rd, that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Real fast, Smokey, he became Smokey in 1944. So before that, in 1941, they used wartime posters because we were under attack, Pearl Harbor and everything. So the posters that were out at that point in time were wartime posters, and they were worried that they were going to attack us off the west coast there and start big wildfires. But in 1942, they wanted a more cuddly, more appealing poster for the public. So the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council came up with Bambi. So Bambi was actually the predecessor to Smokey, and he was borrowed off Walt Disney for a year. So that gave the Forest Service and the Ad Council enough time to secure their own image and animal, and they decided it would be a bear, and that's where Smokey came from. But as you said, Smokey was a rescue animal, and Smokey Bear was caught in a wildfire in the Capitan Mountains of New Mexico, and some firefighters found him in a charred tree. He was badly burned. They rushed him to the animal hospital and nursed him back to life. And he lived in the zoo for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. Now he's on the loose and he's here.
Absolutely. Now he's with us and making his way all over the country and actually all over the world.
Yeah. I assume we're going to see Smokey that weekend, too. I mean, it's his
Absolutely.
birthday, of course.
He's going to spend the whole weekend with us, right?
Going to have a big celebration. Smokey, thanks for coming in to visit with us today. We appreciate that. Those Facebook friends, they appreciate that, too. Bryan, thank you for helping to put this program together. It's going to be a valuable one, and it's coming on the weekend of August 23rd. Really quickly, give that information again about how people can get signed up.
If you go to the Iselin-West Lebanon Volunteer Fire Company Facebook page, there'll be links on there. You can register or just send a message, and they'll get that to you.
Very good. Appreciate it. Thank you for the visit.
Thank you for having us this morning.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. Smokey is going to go back. I got to protect my sausage sandwich from him. Get him out of this studio here. Getting kind of scared about that. It's Indiana in the Morning. It's WCCS. Fox News next, and then Jake back with us from the newsroom.